Okay, feedback on the front wing, please. How's it feeling?
I can manage it till the end.
Okay, listen, we'll leave you to it then. Go for it. Final lap. Push, push. Okay, clear.
So as we come into this tail end of the season, you just get a feeling that Connor Sport are just losing their edge.
They're just not bringing enough points to the table every weekend, are they, Crofty? They're losing touch with Red Bull.
And Ferrari are nipping at their heels too. So is there enough time to turn things around? On this form, I'm not so sure. Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
Callie, clearly some front wing damage there at the end of the race.
Yeah, look, in a situation like that, I'm going to go for the option with the highest potential gain. There may have been a time where Connor Sport were happy to even finish in the points, but that time is well behind us now. We're in a title fight, and you just can't beat Red Bull by playing it safe. Staying out there, it might have looked like a risk, but really it wasn't. It was the right call.
Well, clearly you lost some ground to Red Bull today. Just a few races left in the season. How concerned are you?
It's definitely a setback. Every race matters, especially at this stage of the season, and especially when you're up against a team like Red Bull. Dropping points today, it does really hurt, but we're still in the fight, and the only thing to do now is start preparing for Vegas.
You seem to have lost some momentum. Certainly that we saw earlier in the season. What do you put that down to?
Well, it's been a rough old season, and I think it's taken its toll. Everyone on the team is feeling the pressure, and we've all been through a lot, so it's no excuse, but it's just the way things are, and we need to put it all behind us and keep moving forward.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Could you take a look at this, please?
It was time to pick, Cass. Why didn't we get that wing replaced?
It was marginal. We asked Kelly how the car felt and she wanted to push.
She's becoming a liability.
Now she's driving well.
No, you need to keep an eye on her.
I do?
These are your drivers, Casper. You need to keep them in check. That includes Callie. If she's not behaving herself, that's your responsibility, mate.
I know.
Because I'm telling you now, there is something wrong with her.
Are you okay?
She's not right in the head. Why can't anyone else see it?
Well, she's coping. So?
She should be sad. Why isn't she sad?
It's complicated for her.
Oh, and it's not for me.
I didn't mean it like that.
So what did you mean then, Casper? How is it different for her? Huh?
It's none of my business.
Oh, poor Callie. But Devon's all right. Devon will be fine, no problems. Is that it?
Oh, come on, Devon.
Yeah, and only the wise Casper Ackerman can possibly understand her grief. Huh? No, tell me. Yeah? Enlighten me, Casper. How is it different for her? I mean, she's your favorite after all, right?
That's not what this is about, is it?
No. How is it different for her?
Just...
How is the death of
Just
my
let it
father
go.
different for her?
Because your father had 2 kids, and he only raised 1. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
You know what, Casper? I think Connor Sport needs a change of direction.
It wasn't my place.
Yeah. No, it's, I'm not convinced you're making optimal decisions. Title slipped away.
Come on, Devon.
I've been thinking about it for a while, actually.
Let's just talk about this.
Your services at Connor Sport are no longer required, mate. I hereby terminate your contract.
Are you for real?
With immediate effect. Ciao, Casper. Close the door on the way out.
Well, where is he now?
I don't know, he's just gone.
Call him. Get him to come back.
Well, hang on, wait. Where are you going?
I'm gonna talk some sense into that idiot brother of mine. We are not doing this without Casper.
Callie talked to him and Aiden too. They tried to get him to change his mind. They were angry. Well, I was angry.
Did you try to change his mind?
No, Devon and I didn't talk again for a while.
And then what happened?
But that was that. I went home.
Were you worried about the team's performance without Casper?
No. I had a plan.
What plan?
Getting a new team principal. Or an old one.
So why did you take the position as team principal at Connorsport, having stepped down from the role only 2 seasons prior?
You have kids?
Yes?
Okay, so one of them calls you and says, I need you. You're there, right? Any parent would be. Connorsport was my child, my baby. I made that team. I would do anything for them. But I made it clear to Devon that I would only accept that job on a temporary basis.
Okay, right, Aiden's had to retire from this race.
So it's just me then.
Yeah, just you, Callie, let's go. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
Roger.
Yep, copy. Box.
Oh, we can't catch a break.
You're losing pressure in your front right tyre. You may have a slow puncture. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 2.6 seconds. lap, let's go, final lap. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 2.1 seconds.
Doesn't matter which way you look at it, Ant, that's a poor result for Connosport today.
Yeah, it certainly is. They would have hoped for a better weekend than that. You had one driver out the race altogether, another one dealing with a puncture. That's really cost them dear.
And it's put to bed any notion that they can still compete for the championship, I think. At Red Bull, comfortable at the top of the standings, and Ferrari now leapfrog Connosport into second. Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
Hey, we need your input on this one. Hey boss, got another one for you.
Again, it's Max Verstappen, champion of the world. Red Bull, brilliant celebrations.
You know, I'd sacrificed so much for Formula One. I wouldn't have played it any other way, but Lily was growing up fast. And I'd already retired once. And I did a bit of mentoring for Callie just to keep myself busy. And well, before I knew it, I was team principal at Connosport, and it just took over my life again. I think with F1, I was an addict.
Dad, you ready?
And I was missing more birthdays, school plays, stupid stuff. Really important stuff. So, yeah, I think Devon did me a favor. For once, I felt I was exactly where I needed to be. And I wasn't going anywhere.
Hey, boss, got a couple of minutes? Could you take a look at this, please?
Terrific day here in Melbourne so far. Loving the action, but I would say not loving the lack of surprises.
A bit predictable, yeah, you're right, Crofty, with Red Bull. They've hit the ground running here in Melbourne. The car looks like a dream to drive. The one thing that surprised me, though, this weekend is that Connor Sport haven't really been there. In qualifying, they weren't there, and in the race today as well.
You're not wrong, Ant, but look, Jackson's just made a late stop here, so maybe he can salvage something.
Okay, Aiden, let's go. See if you can go and get him. Push, push.
Understood.
Good job. Nice overtake. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 8.0 seconds. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done. Woo! Come on. Yes. Yes. Woo!
Well, there you have it. A fresh start for everyone here in Melbourne. But is it the start that they would have wanted? Well, for many teams, I think the answer will be no.
Yeah, Red Bull establishing themselves early on, which should come as no surprise. It will be fascinating, though, to see if any other team can step up and keep pace with them this year.
Yeah, an intriguing start to this 2025 season. I can't wait to see what it brings. So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. And what a treat it is to see Connor Sport taking the top spot. That's a well-earned victory.
The board won't do anything extreme.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
Let me draft something for you, Devon. Leave it with me.
Right, I just want a couple of minutes of your time, then I'll hand you over to Andrea. We have the resources this season. We've got a great team, and we've got my expertise to guide us. I don't know how else to tell you, but we have to make another title run.
Shame we don't have the guy who led us in the title race last season.
You let it go, Cal. Casper doesn't want to come back.
I'm not surprised.
They were at each other constantly. They never really reconciled over Davidoff. Callie was still angry about Casper. Yeah, it was rough.
Okay, so it'll be a two-stop.
Yeah, you can tell Mike you absolutely can play over the dog leg on the third because I've done it, mate. Yeah. Ciao, man. You saying?
The data suggests we are looking at a two-stop race. We think Red Bull will do the same, so we are relying on your performance, okay?
Why not go for a one-stop?
Devon, the data says...
Yeah. Listen, you don't beat Red Bull by copying them. Go for a one-stop with a long second stint. I've spoken to the strategist. Trust me, it's going to work.
We have a plan. We go with the data.
It's worth considering.
Seriously? Who do you want to side with, Aiden? The guy who spent weeks formulating strategy and analysing data, or the guy who's desperately trying to do 3 different jobs at the same time?
You got something to say, Cal?
Who are you trying to be, Dev? The CEO of Butler Global? The owner of Connorsport Racing? Or the team principal?
I have to look after all of it. It's kind of my job now.
Just because Dad told you to doesn't mean you should.
What I say goes.
But you don't drive the car anymore, Dev. So I think when we're on the track, we go with Andreo's plan, the plan that's actually backed by the data. Aiden?
Yeah,
Jackson, don't you dare.
You don't win a race on a hunch, Dev.
She's got a point. Sorry.
Okay, we'll leave it there for now. To stop, as discussed. Thank you, everyone. I'll be in the garage in a few minutes. Find me if you need me. I welcome your ideas. You know that. But this division is bad for the team. You should speak to me first.
You think I'm doing too much?
Yes.
Was that it?
Callie's right.
Hey, we need your input on this one.
Okay, so that safety car wasn't too helpful for us. We are going to need you to hang on to these tyres right until the end now, please, Callie.
I'm losing grip out here.
Yeah, I know, copy that. But there isn't much we can do about that. Let's focus and see if we can hold off those that are coming up behind.
I'll try.
Yeah, really good job on hitting that target, mate. Nice work. Still a long way to go, though. Okay, gap to the car ahead. And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Callie Mayer, what an impressive drive that was today. The safety car came out at just about the worst time, but she hung on, really impressively turning it into a good result.
It's what a good driver has to do, Crofty, make the best out of a bad situation. It clearly wasn't their plan, but she managed her tyres beautifully there at the end.
And managed it to the extent that Connosport now move into third place, just behind Ferrari in the standings. Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
Callie, that safety car really did throw a spanner in the works for you today. How on earth did you manage to cope so well with the change of strategy?
To be honest, I'm a bit surprised myself. It's been a while since I've had to drive with tyres like that. I knew they were wearing down and I really didn't think they'd hold up as well as they did. The plan was just to dig deep and hope for the best, and it worked out okay for us today.
And congratulations are in order. Connosport are now third in the Constructors. How significant is that for the team?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a really big deal. We're desperate to be in the same conversation as the big teams and prove ourselves out there on the track. It's a really strong start to the season, and I think it just shows how far we've come as a team. Now we've just got to focus on maintaining the same level as the season progresses.
How important was this race for you personally, given such a tough start to the season?
This kind of race, you know, it can help to build confidence, and confidence is important for me. I just need to carry on this momentum into the next race.
Well, a good showing today, and that is despite the controversy about a potential deal with Harmonia. Tell me how hard it is to put that just to one side and perform on track.
Yeah, it is a bit distracting. Obviously, I don't live under a rock. I have read what everyone else has, and it does raise a lot of questions. It's important to me that the sport stands for something, but my job ultimately is to drive, so I have to have faith that these decisions are being made for the right reasons.
Finally, about the Eichenberger ad campaign with your dad, being released in acrimonious circumstances, just how difficult has that been to put out of your mind?
Yeah, it's a complicated situation. How I might feel about it is irrelevant, to be honest. The shoot is out, and I know my dad was passionate about it, so hope it does well.
Thank you so much for your time.